Thank you. I'll now recognize Mr. Sessions for 5 minutes.
Madam Chair, thank you very much, and good morning to each of the panel members. We appreciate you being here. A long time ago, I spent time at Bell Labs, where we were responsible for the network architecture, but also the development of the switch that would be utilized. We set standards and did things to where we had unified way to look at how switch operated. We both know we had Salt and Volt Typhoon, whereby our government people learned that the Chinese had been into our our databases for a long time. Should have found it, didn't find it, cost us. My question really is, and I'm sure each one of you have an answer for this, or at least your vision of that. All it takes is one node to be compromised. It's like a big fence that goes around. It just takes one loose place. Does the federal government, do we here in Congress need to ask someone? Do we need to deal with other countries? Does there need to be a standards body that specifically, like when I worked at the labs, to set what those standards are? How do we avoid, with all the things we're doing, getting something that happens like that again? Sir, evidently you've got your hand on the panel first.
I didn't.
Any ideas?
I didn't know this was Jeopardy, that you had to be quick.
Well, okay, then we can go to you last if you want. But my point is, do you have any ideas on this question?
So we have things. I mean, this is the job of the NSA. Right? We have security organizations in the United States whose job is to protect American data. And I think we actually do a pretty good job. And we have problems that a lot of data is in private hands, that, right now, if you think about just the Defense Department, there are thousands of networks, but there are rules. And, I think we're doing okay. I don't think we need an international standard. I mean, this is very much United States. I mean, NATO does things together, so there are groups. But this isn't like a corporate security thing where we need an international standard, everyone's consistent. The U.S. has U.S. problems, U.S. adversaries, and we do have U.S. solutions.
We also have battleships and aircraft carriers that are out in the middle of places. Anyone else? Thank you, sir. Mr. Shaw?
Yeah, I think what we've seen, especially in cybersecurity, the NIST has created standards there that became adopted by a majority of the industry. And I think when it comes to AI and protecting data, coming from the lens of a startup, from a young company, we've looked at the new standards that they have around AI, and they're actually pretty good. And they do provide for a lot of recommendations that we actually follow. And then furthermore, going through the FedRAMP process, while I found it to be very expensive, there was a lot of amazing sort of things that they recommended in terms of infrastructure, software, process, and procedures that allow us to really make sure that the data is secured. And so I think that if we can have more of these types of frameworks, more of a lighter touch, it'll allow us to continue to innovate fast, but still give us all a true north of where we should take things in terms of our infrastructure and our processes.
Sir?
Sir, I would say three things. Number one, just to follow on Mr. Shah's point, I think NIST is well positioned for this. I think the remissioning of the Safety Institute by the Department of Commerce 2 days ago, that will focus on really building the standards across our federal government and how they use AI, is a step forward. Also looking at open source models coming from countries of concern, specifically China, and what kind of a risk they possess in our ecosystem. I think that's the right step to do it. At the allies and partners levels, as I mentioned in my opening remarks, the Five Eye Alliance really provides us with a stepping stone of coming with some common standards among our 5 allied partners, and then start bringing other countries under the fold. And the third piece, as Mr. Schreier mentioned here earlier, what can we do on the offensive side? So our adversary doesn't get a hold of our data, they don't use it against us, and then actually we put them on the back foot instead of letting them really attack us on a daily and hourly basis.
Good. Anyone else?
Just very briefly, sir, I just want to put in a good word for what the Trump administration's been doing with its recent executive orders and OMB guidance on this front, which has been to provide not only a framework for expanding the use of AI throughout government, but also getting more serious about security vulnerabilities and other types of concerns. And recent OMB guidances like M25-21 and 22 basically try to address these concerns you're raising.
Great. Thank you. I appreciate the panel very much. Madam Chair, I yield back.